you guys? It's Nassim here. Now, after using the iPad Air for about 4 months now, the one thing that kept coming to my mind after using it on a day-to-day basis was this one simple statement that I think explains the iPad Air pretty perfectly. And that statement is, I think that the 5th gen iPad Air is a perfect tablet to last you a long time. And I say this because a lot of tablets, phones, and other pieces of tech usually deteriorate within the first few months of me using it, whether it's the battery draining faster or the display having dead spots or even random heating issues when playing games. But when it comes to the iPad Air, till this day it performs just as well as the day I got it, and that means a lot since the biggest benefit a device can have is reliability. The display was still able to maintain its freshness, the software was still buttery smooth, the battery gives me the same production, and the power still holds up really well. And besides my reasonings for why I think that the iPad Air dominates when it comes to reliability, I still wanted to let you guys in on my experience with it so that it can help you decide whether or not it's worth it. Now, the first thing that I wanted to look at when it comes to the 5th gen iPad Air is the display. And I think that the display is amazing because the iPad Air gave me a very premium experience when it came to resolution, quality, and the overall size of the screen. It was small enough to the point where I could carry it anywhere I wanted to easily, and it was big enough to the point where whenever I was using it, I didn't notice that it was a mid-range iPad and I could see everything very clearly. And also, speaking of display, I love that the colors were vibrant, the whites were very bright, the sharpness was really good, but not too much to the point where it was unrealistic, and the resolution was overall really good. The only other problem that I had when it came to the iPad Air was that it didn't have a 120Hz refresh rate like on a lot of other tablets, which made the whole experience of the display feel a little bit more outdated. But again, besides that, I would say that most people will enjoy the display, and to show you guys why I think so, here's some examples of me watching videos and playing games.
Levels, defense is just as important as offense, absolutely. The body attack as well. We talked to Haney and he said, my power and patience has been there. Now I got to work inside fighting and the body work. Been a lot of comparisons between.
Now, the next thing that I wanted to look at when it comes to the 5th gen iPad Air is the battery. Now, the iPad Air has an 8,000 milliamp hour battery, which in itself is very high for a tablet at this price. I would get around 6 to 8 hours of on-screen time by doing things like watching videos, playing games, drawing, scripting videos, etc. And I would confidently say that the battery was able to last me a full day. Like at the end of every day, I would have about 25% battery left, which was still amazing since I was putting a lot of strain on it for a longer period of time. The only time where I didn't last a full day was when I was playing a heavy game for a long amount of time like Sonic, but I will give it a pass because any game that powerful will drain the battery faster. I was also really impressed with how fast the charge times were because usually a lot of other tablets have a bigger battery, which means slower charge times, but the iPad Air wasn't too slow. Like whenever I would charge my iPad while I was getting ready to head out, I would be getting ready for about an hour and a half, and my tablet would charge from 25% to 100%, which was pretty great for me. And if you are someone who likes to go out with your tablet, then I would advise you to keep a portable on you if you're going to be playing heavy games because again, it will drain the battery faster. Now, the next thing that I wanted to look at when it comes to the 5th gen iPad Air is the software experience. And when I say software experience, I mean just how well the software was and how smooth it was able to handle it. Like right here, you can see me scrolling through the OS and you could just see how well kept it is. I didn't have to deal with any lags. I didn't have to deal with any apps crashing on me. And I didn't have to deal with some apps not being compatible with the screen size. And I didn't have to restart my tablet just so it could act right. And I think that this and the screen were definitely the most enjoyable parts for me because when everything is running smooth, it makes tasks much easier to do, which means that I'm overall more happy with my purchase. And I also really loved how it was able to handle my heavy workload. Like right here, you can see I'm able to get my work done with no hiccups. And whenever I connect my keyboard, it feels no different than a smaller laptop. And now the next thing that I wanted to look at when it comes to the 5th gen iPad Air is the speakers. Now, the speakers on the iPad Air are some of the best that I've ever heard on any tablet in this price range. They were loud, crystal clear, full of bass, all while still maintaining amazing quality. I love that no matter how much I turned up the volume, I was still able to get great quality because when it comes to other devices, they'll sound good when the volume is low, but once they go all the way up, they sound like trash. And that was something that I really appreciated about the iPad Air speakers. And to give you guys an idea of what I mean, I'll be putting the speakers on full blast while playing a video. And now the last thing that I wanted to look at when it comes to the 5th gen iPad Air is the power. Now, just like on the iPad Pro, the iPad Air 5 has an insanely powerful M1 chip that I will say held up very well in comparison. I will be doing things like playing heavy games and watching movies on it and had no hiccups. Like right here, you can see that I'm playing Sonic, and there wasn't one time throughout my whole time of using it where it lagged on me, and I was really impressed. Everything worked fine, and to show you guys what I mean, here's an example of me playing another mobile game, and you'll see how smooth it runs. There it is, my review on the 5th gen iPad Air after 4 months of use. Now let me know down in the comments, do you agree with my opinion on the iPad Air 5 if you've had it for this long? Let me know. And if you guys made it to the end of this video, I'd like to say thank you for sticking around, and don't forget to like the video and subscribe, it'll be very appreciated. And as far as social media, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.